Hey guys, Ron here from Tactical Fitness and the IWI Academy, and today I wanted to go over with you guys to what I think is, for me at least, the most optimal setup for my Galil Ace Pistol in 7.62 by 39. Okay, so this is pretty much a stock gun. We've made a few small modifications to it just to make it a little bit more usable, but otherwise it's pretty much stock. There's no like aftermarket trigger or anything like that. So the main thing you'll probably notice is that I've trimmed off the skirt here for the mag roll. It just makes loading and unloading of the mags just a lot quicker. It doesn't get caught up on the skirt. You have a little more space to maneuver, insert, and remove that mag, hook it in really easily into that lip. Okay. Next thing, in terms of optic, I really find that as low mounted optic as possible is kind of the most comfortable setup, just because I can have that optic right in front of my eye here. No issue, it's right in alignment. I don't have to keep my head up in some type of weird angle. Moving on, light. Very important to have light so you can identify targets and threats at night. I went with just a Streamlight Protac. Ran the cable through. It actually has, so the Galil rails actually have integrated spaces for cables, for cable management, which is actually pretty great, pretty innovative. So I ran that cable around and then simply used a sticker for the pressure pad on the other side, so I can access it with my right hand and I can access it with my left hand. And as always, I like to have a constant and a momentary switch. In terms of sling setup, I'm a true believer when it comes to slings that a 2-point sling is usually the most optimal way to sling a rifle, just because it gives you a lot more options in terms of climbing, transitioning to a secondary weapon, and so on and so forth. So for the sling setup, the Galil works real well with the HK style hooks, and all I had to do was just add another kind of mag pull loop setup here in the front of the rail. So I had somewhere to hook this rail up, but you can get a Picatinny QD mount for it, whatever suits your fancy. I ran for a while a M-lock rail for it, but the problem is if you run the Galil suppressed, it gets extremely hot, and the stock handguard actually works really, really well for dissipating that heat. In terms of suppressors, on this particular rifle, I'm running my CGS Helios QD suppressor. It just works really well with this extremely overgassed gun, similar to the OSS, and I'm running it with the vented end cap to just reduce the amount of gas I'm getting in my face. Internally, I'm running the K&S Precision adjustable piston. Once again, this is just to mitigate the gases that are going back into the system. But the Galil in general is a really well sealed up version of the AK. So you have this little rail cover here in the back, and there's a plastic gasket here. So it really does a good job of not sending gases into your face. And that's it, guys. That's my Galil Ace setup.